Hi, my name is Jeff Collyer and I'm the owner and CEO of Illuris Publishing and Impress Books. And I want to tell you about some changes we're making to our organisation, and more importantly than about the changes is why we're making those changes. So with Illuris we publish fantasy and sci-fi, a lot of that is young adult, and with Impress Books we publish a much wider range of quality fiction and non-fiction. We've published across both of those imprints some fabulous books over the years, and books I'm really proud of. Some of those books haven't been all that great commercially. In other words, we've lost a little or a lot of money on some of them, but I don't necessarily regret it, because those were and are wonderful books that in my view needed to be published. They have important messages that I think need to be told to a wider audience. And my only regret is that as a small publisher we couldn't actually do that in terms of bringing it to a wider audience. Of course we do need our books to earn enough to pay for them, but the main reason I want them to succeed is so that a lot of people can read them. And a while ago that got me thinking about what we do and our future. We had one submission in particular that we received from an author that was just so powerful. It's brilliantly written, beautiful prose, very thoughtful, some uncomfortable and difficult things, truths that we're shown, facts that we have to deal with, that we have to face. So historical issues, but the victim, because that's what she was shown as a character of just really remarkable strength. And in the end, what we get from that book is not only a much greater understanding of the issues that are discussed, but also a sense of hope. And that made me think about some of the books that we've published that I felt really just most passionate about. The End of Where We Begin, published last year, a true story about refugees in war-torn South Sudan who just make the most remarkable journeys of courage and endurance. Stephen from the Inside Out, which we published this year, about a man who suffered, even endured, certainly lived through decades of mental health services, and his remarkable and most unlikely friendship with a vicar's wife. The Phantom Nightingale, where one of the main protagonists is blind, and there's prejudice, and there's hate, and there's discrimination, but he's an amazing character who is very easy to love and is always one step ahead of his enemies. We have The Darkness in Lee's Closet and The Others Waiting There, which is about a young girl struggling after the death of her father and moving to a new home, and her adventure through the world of the dead to try and bring him back. These are just some of the books that have made me feel, and still do, that we need to publish them. People need to read them and understand the messages that are contained in them. They're about people and experiences that we don't usually hear about on TV or read about on social media, or generally pay that much attention to as a society, frankly. And I feel really passionately about these books. There are more dealing with slavery, about what it means to be human, racial discrimination, LGBTQ+ acceptance, and lots more. And after thinking about this quite a lot and talking to various people, we decided we needed to make a change in our organisation. And as of this month, June 2021, we've become a social enterprise. You might not have heard of social enterprises before, especially if you don't live in the UK, but in brief, these are organisations with a social purpose. So it's basically enshrined in the company's articles of association. They can still be profit-making, but a majority of profits must be reinvested in the social purpose, at least 51%. Our social purpose is to bring forward those voices from the marginalised and the forgotten, and those who speak uncomfortable truths to us. I'll admit I might be a little bit biased because I'm disabled and I have personal experience with mental health challenges in various ways. But there are so many whose stories we really need to understand if we are to heal some of the divisions in our society. We'll still publish a wide range of books, and not all of them will have this purpose, but we'll be expanding the number that do, and have already added it to our process for reviewing submissions. There's a lot we need to work on for a long time to come to really start to live and breathe this social purpose ourselves. But we've made a start, and we're committed to doing better, and I hope you'll come along with us on the journey. Thank you.